talk about the kettlebell power swing. Some of you might also know it as a hardstyle swing. Essentially, it's just a swing that uses our hinge in the backswing. So we're going to talk about the specific technique here. So this movement is going to work your hamstrings and glutes primarily, but also your core and your arms. So it's really a total body movement. To set up for the swing, we're going to go feet about hip width apart with the kettlebell slightly in front of us. So as you reach down for the bell, you want to think the hands should be slightly past your shoulders. Now, you don't want to be so far back that you're really reaching for your bell. Your shoulders are likely going to drop below your hips. So just slightly behind the bell, a foot or so. So before you even attempt the swing, you want to make sure your deadlift is solid. Why? Because the backswing of your kettlebell swing is going to be just like the bottom position of your deadlift, except now we're taking this into a dynamic, fast-paced movement. So we're going to hinge the kettlebell into its backswing, okay? The shoulders always stay right about at hip level or slightly above. And once the kettlebell reaches its terminal point, so essentially the point where it's lost its momentum, we're going to push with the hips to explode and bring that bell up to about chest level. So we're going to do that by using our glutes and our core and fire those guys at the same time. Now that's important because at the top of your swing, you don't want to be leaning back. That's where you're going to start to get some aches and pains in the lower back. So think about glutes are squeezed, but also the abs are squeezed so that we've got a nice solid platform here through the torso. We're going to let the bell just float up to chest level, slight bend in the elbows before we let it come down. So a few repetitions here to show you with that setup. Set yourself up. Think about shoulders pushed down. So essentially, I think about breaking the bell handle to get the lats and shoulders squeezed and turned on. Break that bell handle, hike it back. Now, one other really important tip. As the kettlebell comes back down from the top of that swing, make sure that your arms come all the way into your body before you hinge back. So I call it playing chicken with the kettlebell. You want to wait for the last possible moment before you hinge back. That's going to help you get the right timing and momentum to drive the bell right back up. Now, if you start to hinge at your hips too early, you're going to end up having a lot of space between your arm and your body. The weight of the bell is going to pull mostly on your shoulders and on your back. Instead, we want to let the body support, boom, before we go into that backswing. Okay, one more thing. As I mentioned, soft elbows at the top. Now, if you keep your arms very straight, you're going to end up having the bell really far away from the body. And again, it's more risky on the lower back, so if we just soften up the elbows and let the bell float up to that kind of weightless point where it's about to start falling back down, then we get really nice timing where the bell just starts to fall on its own. You just absorb it and go right back into that backswing. So a few more reps to show you soft elbows at the top. As far as your breathing goes with our power swing here, we want to take an inhale as we're going back and a sharp exhale as we come out. So that exhale is going to help facilitate really strong contraction through your abs to help you maintain that strong glute core contraction as the bell floats up. Okay, so inhale back, exhale on the way up. So a few reps to show you what that breathing pattern is going to sound like. Last important point, make sure when you set the bell down on your last rep that you always let that bell come into your hips as if you're going to do another swing, and then just pop it back out right into that starting position. The kettlebell swing is one of those movements where we could talk for hours about the technique and go in depth about all the different aspects of it. And even after years of practicing it, you still always have little things you want to fine tune. So we'll cover some more of those details in a later video.